Hey, welcome to the first module. Each module I'll do a brief video like this to kind of overview what we'll do and highlight a few key concepts or topics that are important for that particular module. So this video is meant to give you a sense for what to expect, but of course you need to do the assigned reading and review all the learning activities in the module before you do the assignments. So this first module is pretty small compared to some of the others in the course. It's really about introducing you to some really kind of fundamental ideas about group communication and helping you understand how the class is going to work. So here are some things you need to know. First, before you get started with the module, be sure to go through the Start Here menu on the class and review the course handbook, which has syllabus and important information about the course. Second, you have an assigned reading, which is the first chapter of our textbook. Now I'm guessing some of you will not have had time to read the book yet or get the book yet, so I've scanned the first chapter and posted it in the module. Now I can't do this for the whole book, but I did this for this module and then also for module 2 so that you have access to the reading and can keep up even if you don't have the textbook yet. Third, the textbook publisher puts PowerPoint slides together that kind of summarize the chapter. So I've posted those as a handout for you. This is not a substitute for reading the chapter, obviously, but it can help you kind of know how to focus your attention and help you take notes and prepare for the quiz. So one of the key ideas from this chapter is the connection between messages, meanings, and interaction, and these are really important in groups. So messages are what we communicate verbally and non-verbally. So when I'm in a meeting and I want to share my perspective, I can speak up. And by doing that, I'm sharing messages. Sometimes I put a lot of thought into my messages, and sometimes I just, display messages or share messages without putting a whole lot of thought into them. But messages is kind of, what we're doing. Now, meaning isn't the same as messages because meaning is about understanding. Meaning has to do with how we make sense of messages we encounter. Meaning takes into account the context and the perspectives of the different group members, right? And meaning making happens through interaction. So it's not just something that happens in our own head. We create this sort of meaning together. And to really understand groups, we can't just look at messages. We have to think about how meanings are made in between group members or among group and members. We have to look at that back and forth communication in groups. So all three of these ideas, meanings, messages, and interaction, are important in groups. Another key idea from this chapter is that group members have goals, things they want to accomplish in the group, things they want to do, things they want to get out of participating in the group. These goals, there's all kinds of different goals. There can be kind of task-related goals, information goals, there can be sort of relational goals, but we have these ideas of what we want. Sometimes individual goals are the same as the group's collective goal, but sometimes they're not, So part of being a successful group member is reflecting on what your own goals are and trying to get a sense for what other people's goals are. Ideally, you can find ways to get the group goal to include the individual goals. So those are some of the ideas that you'll be encountering in the reading and also kind of thinking about in your own assignments. So finally, be sure to watch the video about teaming from Dr. Amy Edmondson. She's a group scholar who studies how people who don't necessarily know each other come together to try to solve difficult problems. And her research really illustrates some of the concepts from the module. The last thing, you have 2 assignments in this module. It's an online quiz, which is due in kind of the middle of the module, which is going to be the same every module of the course. And a personal journal, which is due at the end of the module's closing period. So these are explained on Blackboard, but let me know if you have questions. As always, I'm available to answer questions or talk about the material, so let me know how things are going. And have a great time with the module.